Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us live at Sammy Kincaid with Deputy Chief Tyler Chandler. We're so
Hey,
glad you
folks.
could. Hello, we're so glad you could hang out with us for a little bit as we give you a little bit of an update about what the last 20 hours have looked like for public works, police, fire, all the first responders as they're trying to keep everyone safe out there on the roadways. And how are you doing, Deputy Chief?
I'm good. We worked late last night. I was out with you till about midnight, 1 a.m. I lost track of time.
Yeah.
A lot of activities happening when we have impacting weather like this, and then so I was able to sleep a little later today and had to shovel my driveway so I could get into work. So I've been here since maybe 11:30 noon.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So, what about you? How's your day going?
it's been good. Got to ride along with some officers today, which was
Awesome.
pretty interesting. Very similar to what we were seeing last night. So it was
Mhm.
uh, the trouble spots of last night. They're definitely continuing today for those
Yeah.
vehicles that are having a tough time. But we'll get into that in just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm so surprised the amount of snow that we've had. We saw different ranges of the predictions, and it just keeps on snowing. It's a beautiful sight as long as everyone stays safe and we don't have too many issues. But I think when the community sees the different statistics that we've responded to, I think they'll see it's been pretty calm for us, which is good. And I'm gonna
Yeah, no,
knock on wood
absolutely.
and hope it stays that way.
Yeah, no, we got to go sledding with some kids earlier today, with some
Oh,
of the
cool.
officers because it has been so calm. So that was a lot of
Yeah.
fun this morning. But let's start with Public Works because they are the ones that had to get out first to brine the roads to
Right.
try to get on the front end of this. So Public Works, they have put down 20,000 gallons of brine. So
Wow.
they have been out early since early Sunday morning, putting down that brine, and they have continued to put down that brine even with the snow falling. So,
Mhm.
25 tons of salt, which they didn't start laying the salt till the snow actually started falling. So that's a lot
Sure.
of salt if you think about in the short amount of time. Right now, there's currently 3 trucks that are out there plowing, and they are still working. Once the
Mhm.
snow stops falling, they'll take more of their trucks out to start laying some more brine behind the plow trucks to try to help warm up that ground because that's what the brine does. It helps, it has a chemical in it that helps warm things up and
Mhm.
try to make the snow melt.
Yeah, and we saw it yesterday, where you could tell where they brined because that road did not freeze as quickly. It was still passable, which was helpful to us in law enforcement because everyone's still out and about, and that brine application gives us just an extra hour or two to get everyone home safely. And it worked, I think, last night. I saw some different messages and stuff about how it was a waste of time. Folks, it was not a waste of time. We saw how it worked last night. It gave an extra buffer for people to get home safely as that snow hit because everyone, typically what we see, a lot of people, they wait for the snow to fall and then they say, oh, well, I got to get home, right? It's getting bad. And then they start to go home. And thankfully Public Works was out putting brine yesterday and really helped us out. So appreciate those men and women on that team that just do an excellent job at preparing and continuing to work throughout. And I think you told me there are air mattresses at the garage.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have 8 or 9 air mattresses, so they'll take turns,
Mhm.
getting a little bit of sleep throughout the night, but there's 12 of them that have been working really hard throughout the night and
Wow.
all day today, taking turns plowing and trying to get the roadways, somewhat drivable, but if you watched any of the lives from earlier today, the roads are very much so, not the greatest conditions,
Mhm.
just because of how cold it is. Toby
Right.
Toombs, the operation manager for Public Works, he was saying if it's below 18 degrees, the salt can't work. So
Sure.
it does get tough on them whenever the
Mhm.
temperatures are this low, but they are still out there doing their best efforts.
Awesome.
What's going
Very
on
good.
the
Really
police side,
appreciate
though?
that. Well, police side has been fairly calm as well. I went to 5 different welfare checks where someone called in and just wanted us to check on someone just to be sure that they were warm and taken care of. And everyone we checked on had proper heat and food and whatever it may be at their house. So that is a good thing. And there were 52 stuck motorists. And like you said, we've been in this 20 hours. So those are the statistics for the 20 hours that we've been in it. And one non-injury crash, which is awesome because it's good to see a low crash numbers, especially when you see all the different hazards out there with the roads. We don't want to see any injury crashes, and hopefully it stays at just that one non-injury crash and doesn't get any higher as we continue to progress through this winter storm. So all good. Numbers are low, which is nice to see.
Yeah, but that 52 stuck motorist, it really seems to be
Mhm.
a problem spot right at Mount Juliet Road, whenever right by that I-40 entrance ramp. Uh,
Right.
you were out helping push cars last
Sure.
night, and today I was with Corporal Kamer, and he was out pushing cars in that same
Mhm.
exact spot today. That really does seem to be a trouble spot, trying to get up that hill, coming from that red light. People just don't have the momentum to get up that hill, and they're really getting stuck.
Right, especially the non four-wheel drive or non all-wheel drive cars. If they lose their momentum trying to get up a hill, they begin to slide. And sometimes some motorists panic and they try to hit the accelerator, which makes it worse for them, and they'll kind of drift off into the ditch. But a lot of times, if you have some help, some people to help push, you can push them right up that hill. And that's what a lot of people have been doing. We've also seen citizens helping other citizens, which is great to see. Moments like this really bring out the best in a lot of people, and you see people helping other people, which is awesome, rather than getting on social media and bashing other people. It's really nice to see people come together in these moments, and I wish it was like that 24/7, 365, where we were just loving on each other. But it's just nice to see people helping others, and people don't know each other by any means. They just stop to help and drag people out. I had a phone call earlier today from Kevin Costley. He's a coach at Mount Juliet High School, a longtime softball coach. And he called me. He said, "Hey, Tyler, can you send me an officer? I'm in a bad spot. I'm helping trying to pull a lady out." And we sent him a team to help him as well, but to keep cars off of him. But he has his pickup truck and a tow strap. And when he comes across people who are in a ditch, he straps up and pulls them out of that. And that just shows how people care about others and just helping others, and really appreciate people like Kevin Costley and the gentleman last night that we met that was helping folks. Grateful for them and all the extra help.
Yeah, that gentleman from last night, he's from Michigan, and he was back out today.
Okay.
He actually helped myself and Corporal Kamer today in that same exact spot. He was helping cars as they were able to push the car. It ended up having to go the opposite direction to go back down the hill, and the driver said, "I'm just going to leave my car down there. I think that's the best spot for it right now." But they were able
Sure.
to push him, so he wasn't stuck in the middle of the roadway anymore.
Yeah. And while the 52 stuck motorist seems like a low number, there's been many more stuck motorists. They just haven't been assisted by our police department because a citizen likely got to them way before we were able to. So thank you to everyone who's out there just helping all the folks who need a little bit extra push.
Absolutely. Let's for fire as well, though. It
Yeah.
seems like some of the numbers are pretty low for fire.
Mhm.
Talking to the fire chiefs, they said it's pretty much business as usual right now. They haven't seen too many extra alarms. You have 3 fire alarms in the last 20 hours, 2 gas odor investigations, and 6 medical calls. So it's been pretty low for them, low numbers
Okay.
for them as well, which is great to have some low numbers like that during a winter event. It's good to see people are, for the most part, staying home and staying safe.
Right. And I saw a message from the fire chief earlier that his ambulances are still able to get to calls just fine. They may have to park and walk a little bit if there is a steep incline or if they encounter some trouble, but they're still responding. And if there's a situation where they can't get to a call, you're going to see a rapid response from a public works team, our police team, doing whatever we can to get them closer to that call, whether it's clearing the road, plowing the road, whatever it may be. Our emergency response has priority during these events. And thankfully, we haven't needed to make it a extreme priority due to some type of hazard, but everything just seems to be running smooth, and we're going to continue to hope it stays that way.
Yeah, hopefully so, because there is more winter. The snow hasn't stopped, first off. The snow
No.
has not stopped, but there's even more snow headed our way in the future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And got a weather update from a briefing that the Weather Service provides us. Really appreciate those folks at the Weather Service. Their office is in Old Hickory, just north of the city by Old Hickory Lake. And many of those meteorologists live in the area, and grateful for them and all the work that they do to keep us safe and well informed about what's happening. And these are the bullet points from that briefing. Dangerous cold is going to last through Thursday morning. It's very cold out there. The coldest time of this winter storm is going to be overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. And the snow will gradually end this evening. And we still have those strong snow bands that continue to filter its way up as the moisture still comes our way from the Gulf. And we'll see some snow, but it should end this evening. But it's going to be slow to melt. And it's going to be slow to melt again because of that cold. But the sun is going to also come out Wednesday. which will help some things. Still going to be cold, but when you have that sun and the radiant heat on the surfaces, it does increase the temperature of those surfaces to help melt. So we may see some good clearing opportunities for the public works teams on Wednesday with that sun, but then Thursday into Friday, more snow.
More
And it'll be
snow.
interesting to see how much snow we're going to get there. But we don't get snow that often in Middle Tennessee. It used to be a lot more way back in the day, but it's fun for our first snow. The second snow is not fun, and the third snow we hope we never have. But it's just something we deal with. And my brother also lives in Michigan. You mentioned the Michigan guy, and I
Yeah.
don't visit in the winter because it's too cold and there's a lot of snow everywhere. But
Yeah.
I wish there was an opportunity maybe to trade police positions during the seasons when it's cold here. We can go police down in Florida and vice versa. The Florida folks can come up here and then we can swap. But it is
They would
what
a
it
little
is, and we're
bit
out here
more
dealing with it.
so. They would be
Yeah,
a little bit more so not used to the cold weather. That would be pretty interesting.
sure. I am layered up, and I will, after this update, I will be back at it with the other men and women out there working so hard just to help people and keep this city safe. We were having a chat yesterday in the car about how life doesn't stop when you have these impacts, and there's still calls for service everyone has to respond to, and we continue to do that. There are still shoplifters, and there's still people wanting to commit crime too, and we still respond to that and do whatever we can to prevent it. But it's been so far so good for the city of Mount Juliet. Amazing teams that we have, from our city elected leadership to ensure that we have the resources available, to our city management team with city manager Kenny Martin and all his leadership with him, to the leadership of the different departments. Everyone just comes together just to serve as best as we can. And for a city with such a small tax, where we rely so much on sales tax and the resources that we have to be able to serve our community, man, we get a lot done for so little. And it goes to show of the people that work here and all the hard work that they put in to serve our community members. And there's no doubt, while we see tons of people wanting to move to Mount Juliet, Tennessee, you get a lot for less, and a lot for that small amount of 11 cents on your tax, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think we are the lowest city on that tax base. So really just appreciate the city. And speaking of sales tax, our local businesses, we need to love on them a little bit, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. There's quite a few local businesses that are running some snow deals right now. Sassy Daisy. If you put in snow day on their website, you can get 20% off of the entire website, and also 20% off of that sales tab as well. Sisters Whimsy, they as well have several deals going on their website as well. And they have a $5 flat shipping rate. So take
Mhm.
advantage. That's just two of there's several local businesses. But if you think about how you're not able to get out right now, they're not able to get out either and open up their businesses. So this is a week of business that they won't have. So I know that they would really appreciate having you shop online and show some love to the local businesses.
Right. And their income obviously stops, but their bills continue, right? You still have employees, you still have operational costs with running a business. And my heart just goes out to them. Before the impacts hit, I was exchanging some text messages with Sherry Arnold with Third Coast Salt. They have one of the premier spa places in Mount Juliet that a lot of people like to go to. And she was just questioning on, what are we going to see? Am I going to have to close Monday? What do I need to tell my employees? And I was just trying to provide her with the best possible advice that I had with the information I had from the weather service about what was happening. And thank goodness my advice was correct, that I said Monday is going to be a day you can't travel. Same with Tuesday and Wednesday. And your heart just thinks, well, it's nice for the snow, but yet those small businesses are losing out. So hopefully when it does clear up and they open back up, they can get a surge of people to their different businesses and hopefully recover of what they've lost the past couple of days.
And I
with
know
that
they
impact.
also, sorry, Deputy Chief, they also have a
Yeah.
deal going on right now too for
Okay.
third dose salt. And hopefully somebody can, there we go. Jennifer Hamlin put it in there.
Okay. Great.
$90 in gift card, you get $100. So fantastic deal that they have going on for
Yeah.
that Mount Juliet exclusive. So many businesses
Awesome.
have so many deals going on right now. And hopefully somebody can put that link on this live so they can click on that link and get that deal as well.
And that's why we're always talking about shop local, because that truly is what funds this city. That's why we're able to keep taxes low. That's why it's nice
One
when
other
we
thing that funds this
have
city,
those small businesses. What's that?
Jennifer will be very happy. The census,
The census. Yes,
which
absolutely.
I found that this week. I had no idea that all you have to do is provide your name and your address. There's not much information you have to provide. It's really simple. I have always been worried, oh, I have to give all this information. No, it's just your name and your address. It really isn't that much info that you have to give. And that's
Right.
quite a bit of money that the city gets per person that just says their name and their address.
Yeah. And all you have to do is go to mjcensus.org, got the banner up at the bottom, to register for that. It's very simple. If you register online, you won't have someone come knocking on your door trying to verify how many people live there. And I think we get like $170 back to the
$172
city. Yeah,
per
on
person.
the state shared revenue. And that is free money that the city gets, all because you just registered your name at a certain address. We always have, the folks, well, I don't want to give the government my information kind of thing. Unless you live off the grid in the woods somewhere and have no connectivity, anything, no credit cards, no cell phones, nothing. You're just surviving off the land in the woods and no one knows you exist. I get that argument. If you rent, live somewhere, have credit cards, access the internet, cable TV, your phone, your information's already out there. I hate to break it to you, but it is already out there and it's on that open source information that's available. But the way the census works is they want you to have to verify that by filling out some information. And that's to get it counted. So that's why we just need folks to get counted. mjcensus.org to do so.
Absolutely.
So let me check in here on the comments, and a lot of great information. Commissioner Ray Justice, Tyler, it's cold. Ray is he's either out helping people get out of the road because he loves to help people, right? Or he's warm inside his house with his pup and daughters. So Ray, appreciate you and all the resources that we have. City is running smooth. Awesome. Let's see here. Trish has a question about, do we know how much snow so far? I saw 5 inches from the Weather Service at their office, which is not far from the city limits. But different areas have different snow amounts. The way you want to measure the snow that you received so far is go to a flat surface. You can't go to the grass. Go to a flat surface and just put a ruler down in the snow and see where it lines up. So your deck railings are good for this. A driveway that hasn't been touched, whatever may be. If it's a table on your back patio, if it doesn't have the holes in it where it can fall through, that's a good place to measure. Just be sure it's a flat surface. Let's see here. If you have questions, you can type those in. Sammy and I will be glad to get to it. And just a comment from Gigi here. Don't forget, if you need anything, give us a call. That's true. If there's something you need and we can help you, give us a call. We're going to try to find a way to help you, whether it's someone who is cold, or there's been times where we have helped people get their medicine because they couldn't get out and go get it when we've had snow situations. There have been times where we've taken people to the airport, a specific situation. A lady was trying to get to a family member's funeral. And if we can make someone's day a little bit better by getting them to the airport, if we have the availability to do so, we can do that. For obviously an extenuating circumstance, something as important as someone's funeral situation. We've helped people get to very important surgeries downtown during these types of events. We're here to serve, whatever it may be. whether it's to keep you safe, keep the bad guys and gals out of the city, or help you unlock your car, or help you get your medicine during a snow event. We're going to be here and do whatever we can to help you with that. And Jennifer, with the City of Mount Juliet offices, they are closed tomorrow. Schools are closed tomorrow as well. Today's Monday, right?
And Wednesday they're closed.
Yes, I'm losing track. So yes, so schools are closed Wednesday too. That was the latest update today. And then David has a question about the census. If they are outside of the city limits, they don't have to fill it out. And that's correct. The special census that's ongoing is just to count folks within the city limits of Mount Juliet. And Eileen here with 7 inches in Nicholsville. Wow. Pretty cool. Tom back has over 7 inches wherever he's at. RJ Little has 6.5 inches on the yardstick.
It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Candy has a question. Sammy, you may be able to get to this one about the plows coming through the main roads.
Yeah, they, as soon as the snow stops falling, that's whenever they'll put more trucks out for the plows to really try to help those roads. Right now, there's 3 trucks, and I passed one whenever I was doing the ride along with one of the officers. We were on Division, and we passed one of the plows working Division. I know that they've been working Division really hard, and Mount Juliet Road pretty hard.
Yeah, they've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Whether it's Toby Toombs cooking for his team at their garage, them having to sleep there, they have been working around the clock. And what folks don't understand, again, with the resources that we have, most cities our size do not have 12 people and 6 vehicles available for snow prep and snow removal. And they're working around the clock for us, folks, whether it's to get the roads open as quick as they can, so we can get the businesses open, so we can ensure we have an easy path for emergency services. They're out there working. If you've seen them out and about, if they haven't been down your direct street, they're obviously focused on the main streets that are through town where the higher speeds are at. So we don't want to see those types of major collisions with a high-speed vehicle losing control and going off the roadway. But they'll be through your neighborhood main streets too. It's just all a effort and with prioritization of where do they need to hit now kind of thing. Cool.
Yesterday when I was at the shop, it's not just Toby's making a ton of food. He had a griddle that he was out there cooking for his crews, but even some of the wives of some of the guys that are out there, they brought some manicotti. They had a whole feast over there. They are ready to go at all hours. They've been working really, really hard. So those people for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See a couple more here, just another 7 inches on South Green Hill Road. So a lot of good stuff. But what do you think, Sammy? Get back out in it and see what we can see?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go riding.
Okay. All right, folks. Hey, one comment here from Commissioner Justice. Corner Pub is open and serving food. That's good to know. So there are a couple of those businesses out there that are open. And to those business owners and restaurants, if you're open, drop a comment on this live updates just to let everyone know that you're open. But if you need to get out and get some food, Corner Pub is open and serving food. So good deal. All right, folks. Sam, you want to close us out?
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone for watching this live update. We'll be live probably again later on today and posting updates on social media as well. So make sure you're looking out for that. And please, please, please stay safe if you do get out on the roadways. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. And folks, Sandy Kincaid, she is our new public information officer working with Communications Director Justin Beasley, who is on maternity leave. So Sammy, you've been pulling double duty throughout all of this, but with the different transitions taking place with Chief Hambrick retiring, Chief Mullins, and then now me as the deputy chief, thankfully I don't have to do much of the PIO duties, which was about 10% of what I had to do. So Sammy is here and really doing an amazing job. So follow all the different accounts from Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, City of Mount Juliet, your Mount Juliet Police Department. You're going to see a lot more of Sammy as she keeps our community informed. And Sammy, we're glad you're here and grateful that you are now part of Team City of Mount Juliet.
Well, I'm really happy, especially as someone that grew up here. Very happy to be a part of it.
There you go. Take care, folks. Be safe, and we'll keep you updated.